One. What I've been wanting since they wreck. No, I be my baby.
Duly noted.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, hide it, cut it,
Episode
paste it, save it, load it,
11.
11. This one goes up to 11.
Are you going to try to make
Tapped right into that
cinematic reference every episode?
Perhaps not a cinematic reference, but definitely I'm going to play the numbers game. You can count on that.
So what have you been listening to, Tim?
I've been listening to kind of a unique and interesting palette of music. But again, rock just calls to my soul. New Smashing Pumpkins music popped onto the A-list just yesterday. The song is called Solora. It's really interesting just generally because in the beginning here, I'm going to show you some of the music. Wabam. Here we are. Listen to them singing. Interesting quasi-chromatic stuff going on there. Some of it, I wonder how much he knew he was doing. Like if he just decided
it just ended up that way.
I mean, that's very possible. These rock guys with no theory training. This chorus is really interesting too. So anyway, really, really fun stuff. There's obviously it's award season. The Tonys just happened, so you just hear a lot of stuff. Just generally, Parkland students did a performance of Seasons of Love from Rent. Listen to that as well. What about you? What have you got for us this week?
So I had to review the new ASAP Rocky album. ASAP, $A$AP.
Oh. That's not what I thought that meant.
He released his new album, Testing, and the whole concept behind this was that they were trying out new sounds. Because certain things are inundated in the rap industry right now. So they went out of their way to do something different, hence the name of the album, Testing.
1, 2.
Regardless, off of that, their song ASAP Forever, the remix, I'll go ahead and give it a little play. And I'm going to remember to do that.
The input switch. Growing pains. We'll be all right.
Gang, fuck with the mob. Shout out to the lords and the gods. In love with my bitch cause she bad. My eyes like the stars. I tell that bitch cover your eyes. Cause fucking with me you go blind. She losing her mind.
It's very much more full than we've been hearing lately.
Yeah, interesting that you don't hear that super highly gated oomph kick. You hear this huge sounding storm drum.
And just as a reference, I got his last single queued up. This was from his At Long Last ASAP back in I believe this was 2015, 2016.
Sounds about right.
This is his song Lord Pretty Flacco Joy 2, abbreviated LPFJ2.
Why?
I don't know.
Usually names have good reasons for them.
To show you the difference, here's that song.
Got me reminiscing about my old days. 3-6 sucker nigga dick, no foreplay all day. Booming out the trap through the hallway. Tell me what you niggas know about.
So it's very different from,
Gang, fuck with the mob. Shout out to the lords and the gods.
It's very different.
Yeah, right down the middle. Now, I thought that they might have played a little more with the flow because that does sound pretty standard hip hop right now, that triplet thing.
This was one of the songs I vibed with a bit more when I was listening this week, and it might be just because of that sample.
Gang, fuck with the mob. Shout out to the lords and the gods. In love with my bitch cause she bad. My eyes like the stars.
That sample is actually from Moby's song Porcelain from his album Play back in 2000.
Let's hear that. Oh yeah. I like the intentionally lo-fi crispy crisp.
And I did some digging
to find where this came from.
And it comes from 1961, Ernest Gold's song Fight for Survival from Exodus. And that's a movie. It's a movie soundtrack. So I'll go ahead and play you a little bit of that.
Wow.
But here's the fun thing. If I take that exact sample and reverse it.
Show me what you got. Yep, there it is.
So that was fun for me.
Yeah, so what was the workflow? How'd you find that out? Just Googling, Wikipedia, sleuthing?
Yeah, well, it's in the credits. It does say it samples porcelain, Moby's Porcelain. So I just followed that to find the sample credits on whosampled.com.
But what took you to Exodus? So that website took you to Exodus?
That whosampled.com has a big trail, basically who sampled what and what.
That's delightful. So like a cascade of samples.
Right.
That is
so that's really what I was doing for listening. But let's go ahead and hop into our next segment.
The news.
We are doing the news.
So, slow weekend for music news in a lot of ways. A lot of interesting international headlines, but that is not what this platform is for.
Nope. Nope. So, tell me you love me.
What?
Oh, tell me you love me. I need
You ready for that transition? The way that was, that's fantastic.
That's Demi Lovato's Tell Me You Love Me.
What's Demi doing on the table now?
Well,
What's
it's
the
not
thing?
what she's doing. It's what she did and what she's not going to do.
Pranks?
No. I forgot about that. Nope. Headline today. Demi Lovato cancels London concert due to swollen vocal cords.
Ouch.
Yep, this was announced June 10th is when this story went out, so the day before we're filming this. She canceled her show at the O2 Arena on Sunday, so yesterday, at the time of this filming. Sunday, for those of you watching it on YouTube. Yeah, no, she sang and she killed her vocal cords.
They said there was no way. Really taking it back into the fold.
But yeah, so it's funny, though, because
Voice box.
this is this comes after, like, a couple weeks ago, another artist also started a news story. Basically, she also had issues with her vocal cords.
It's interesting to see this stuff kind of get more press. I mean, Steven Tyler had an operation very recent, well, a cascade of operations because he's constantly abusing his voice. And famously, I mean, Adele, you know a lot about that.
Right, I actually have that one queued up. This is Water Under the Bridge from her album 25. And additionally, like I was mentioning earlier, SZA a few weeks ago, she's touring with the Top Dog Aftermath Tour, or the Top Dog Entertainment, the Championship Tour, I think that's called. I think that's actually ending. We'll talk about that later. But this is SZA's Broken Clocks from her album Control.
Really, yeah.
But you listen to these three artists, and they're all of that belting style.
You're really big, full upper register.
Right, and back in the day, you normally reserved belting for a big climax, not just constantly singing it.
Right, yeah.
And especially given these artists'
The big
catalog,
Broadway moment.
anytime they do multiple songs, they are regularly belting, because they're not, I mean, when they're in the studio, there are days in between when they do these takes.
Sure, or I mean, even just like giving yourself the opportunity to just do a moment of it and then stop and then do another moment and
what
then
ends
stop.
what ends up happening is what is about this style that the vocal cords just can't handle.
Yeah, there's
I mean, neither of us are trained singers.
Yeah, well,
You sing.
I had the great fortune of working with a number of really great professionals at Adrian when I was taking voice lessons there, and it really has a lot to do with the amount of pressure you're placing on these vocal cords, and whether or not it feels natural and comfortable when you're doing it. So it's like over rosining your bow and just pushing all the time. Something gives.
And I had a hypothesis that it's like, because there's your chest voice and then there's your throat voice, and it almost sounds like because they belt for their entire range, that they are using their throat voice as a chest voice.
More or less. I mean, that's a pretty good summary, actually, of what exactly happens there. But you can still have a big full sound. Fortunately, we have microphones that can amplify. So,
right.
I was following this article not long ago. Are you familiar with M. Shadow of Avenged Sevenfold, lead singer?
Yes.
Just annihilated his vocal cords in the mid-2000s. And I can't remember her name. I should get this name and memorize it. But he started studying with an opera singer, whose her whole specialty is working with particularly rock and roll singers who just annihilate their voice because they try to go for that like AC/DC sound, or they shine down, just
doing that, actually
destroying their larynx. And I think that it's really important that we have some self-awareness about this, because I really like the illustration of the string and bow thing, because if you've ever seen an excellent violinist just beat the crap out of their bow, literally horsehairs are popping all the time, because that's the weaker of the two like materials that are just vibrating constantly. You don't really have the ability to like stop doing that.
Right.
And you find that in like screaming genres as well. Like you have to lower the amplitude, otherwise you're going to destroy everything.
Yeah. But that was the big news story, is that everyone's killing their vocal cords.
There's some little ones though, like
yeah. Why don't you run down some of the other headlines that we've been getting?
NoFX was dropped from their sponsor, Stone Brewing Company, because of their comments about the Las Vegas shooting, which was a huge no-no. I don't know what they were thinking.
I'm trying to think of some others that were out there. I know there was a thing about Taylor Swift doing something. She's been setting records with her Reputation tour.
Which is no surprise. Everyone just adores her, and the prices for those tickets are crazy.
Oh, what was one of the headlines? Billy Murray and Miley Cyrus went out drinking?
Yeah, which is interesting. Also, like I mentioned a little bit ago, Parkland sort of stopped the show at the Tonys with their performance of Seasons of Love. And then the Tonys just dominate this cascade of articles just coming down the pipe.
Yeah, but so it's been a slow news day.
Yeah, at least
news week.
As far as like the pace goes, because everything is just right now. This is sort of a slow time of year. The most news you see in music is tours and albums, and then like the international summits begin happening, and those take over the headlines forever. I mean, even a Billboard, you're seeing stories about some of the current administration's activities being covered. They are something else. Kanye is doing.
Kanye.
He's doing stuff. The Ye album is.
He's doing a series of albums, all of which have 7 tracks. There was the Pusha T one, which is released. Ye, which is released. The one with Kid Cudi, Kids See Ghost, which is released last week. And upcoming, we have a Nas album, and I forget the artist's name. Treyana, I believe, is how she goes by. It's her 3rd or 2nd album. It's Nas's 12th album. I know that.
Yeah. Also, there was E3s happening right now.
For those gamers.
Well, there's some pertinent music stuff. So I don't know what the game was off the top of my head, but my man Andrew WK had an awfully awkward moment, he made a song that just doesn't really fit, I guess. I found out about this because I was scrolling through the social media, and a colleague of ours, Eric Sala, who's in the game industry, posted flatly, "Ew, Andrew WK," and I'm like, hey, I like his stuff.
And then there was a fight.
And then there was a firefight. No, the material was for a promotion for one of the games for the Xbox that is coming out here. So if you check out the Andrew WK news, it's like one of the very, very first headlines, and I was hoping that I could get it out of here. Oh, it just says WK news because it didn't get Andrew. I'm hilarious. Okay, so Andrew WK. Now, if you don't know who Andrew WK is,
we've talked about him on the podcast.
All right, it's for Rage 2. This horrifying Rage 2 collectible contains the voice of party god Andrew WK.
Regardless,
that's some merchandise. Anyway, I think it's really funny, and it's good stuff. So, any other news? You gonna hit me with any other news?
Not that I found any sort of prevalent.
That's really exciting. Also, I heard somewhere that that Snapchat is going to add a concert ticket sale component, which is really interesting because using social media in that way, to capitalize and to continue to monetize, is really going to be great for enriching the market.
Interesting. Regardless.
So, I guess that concludes this segment. So we'll be going into
Erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it.
Welcome back.
Welcome. We're here.
It's time to go over them releases.
That was a fun break.
Time over their tours.
Releases.
We got one starting this week, Keith Urban's Graffiti U World Tour, starting on the 15th. And we got 3 ending. We got the Love and Dance World Tour by Luis Fonsi, a.k.a. the I'm Just Gonna Sing Despacito Tour.
What about Despacito 2? I'm looking forward to the sequel. The Reckoning.
The Championship Tour, which I mentioned earlier, that's Top Dog Entertainment. That is Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, Absol, Sir, and Lance Skywalker, basically a bunch of Top Dog Entertainment artists, and Miranda Lambert's Livin' Like Hippies Tour.
Word.
They are all ending. The first two, Luis Fonsi and Top Dog, end on the 16th. Miranda Lambert on the 17th.
Wow. Okay, so not that busy.
Nope. And that gives us more time to do the patented Super Album Rundown. Like always, this will be for this Friday. That's going to be the 15th, the week of June 15th.
Very nice.
I'm going to name the artist, the album, and the song. You get one word.
I get one word.
And
only I could read.
let's kick it off. 5 Seconds of Summer, Youngblood, Want You Back.
Ending credits pop.
Andy Jenkins, Sweet Bunch, Ascendant Hog.
That is sweet like lemonade on the porch.
Ben Kaplan, Old Stock, Widow Bride.
Things you don't know how to teach you, do you? Don't know how to teach you, do you? Don't know how to teach you, do you? Don't know how to teach you, too.
I'm fired up. I am fired up. That's great.
Blush, Thanks for Asking EP. Do I look tired?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Buddy Guy, The Blues is Alive and Well, Blue No More.
Lord knows the blues is deep in my soul. It's my home.
Oh, that's good, like a smoky bar kind of thing, you know?
Christina Aguilera, Liberation, Accelerate.
Right, left, mic check, trap check, sex drive, NASCAR.
Christina Aguilera sounds a bit different.
More than you can expect.
I wasn't ready for that. Also, can we talk about the NASCAR bit that he just said?
Chromeo, Head Over Heels, Bedroom Calling.
Reminds me of like a neon sign.
Culture Abuse, Bay Dream, Calm E.
It just sounds like Lights Out.
The English Beat, Here We Go, Love. How Can You Stand There?
Scott just makes me think of summer. I just love that sound.
Girls' Names, Stains on Silence, 25.
It's a mellow mood.
J-Rock, Redemption, Win.
You either win me or win. Yeah. Fuck everything else. Win.
Take it easy, Charlie Sheen.
John Parrish, Bird Dog Dante, Sorry for Your Loss.
For your loss of spirit that drained.
It just sounds a little like grainy to me, you know. This.
Johnny Marr, Call the Comet, The Tracers.
Well, it wasn't freehand.
Leon Vinehall, Nothing Is Still, Envelopes, Chapter 6.
They might need chapter 11 after that one.
Mayday Parade, Sunnyland, Piece of Your Heart.
The atmosphere, and if I'm wandering, I've wandered into just the right spot. You are the fire in my sleep.
Sounds like 2003.
Melody's Echo Chamber, Bon Voyage, Breathe In, Breathe Out.
Sort of unintelligible.
This one's another one for you. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yes.
While we're at it, Wonderful Day for the Race.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy they're doing stuff again.
Mike Shinoda, most associated with Linkin Park, Post-Traumatic, Crossing a Line.
It's not about status.
That sounds great. I love that.
Mourn, Sorpresa Familia, Barcelona City Tour.
You must be prepared. Passengers are recorded. What a shame! You're not shit.
It was fun. I wish I could understand him.
Orange Goblin, The Wolf Bites Back, Sons of Salem.
It's like Iron Maiden meets Judas Priest. I love it.
Paul Berta, Roach Going
Check that
Down,
out.
Big Time.
Big time, big time, big time.
First I said it, then I said it again.
Interesting.
Pedal, Magic Gone, Better Than You.
That's like musical bubblegum.
Proto Martyr, Consolation EP, Wheel of Fortune.
I don't remember Wheel of Fortune being that depressing.
R plus R equals now, which
No,
is
it doesn't.
Robert Glasper, Terrace Martin, and Christian Scott and Christian Atunde Ajuha. So it's a jazz supergroup. This is the song.
It's a jazz something.
They're from the Ecologically Speaking song Change of Tone.
You like jazz? It's just something about jazz drums, man. Those are deep pockets.
We're in the final stretch. Rolling Blackout, Coastal Fever, Hope Downs, Talking Straight.
That's like top down in the Oldsmobile, kind of good.
State Champs, Living Proof, Dead and Gone.
I'm so glad that 2000 sound is kind of coming back.
Stuart A. Staples, Arrhythmia, Memories of Love.
This moment becomes out of reach.
Am I okay? Do you
Tangents,
smell toast?
New Bodies, Terracotta.
I can groove to that. That's good.
Yumi Zoma, S&S presents Dream, France Grands Boulevards.
You like to think that you keep me so honest and so true.
Huh.
And lastly, Moody, No Going Back.
There's no going back from me, baby. You know where I wanna be.
Sounds like an 80s soundtrack.
And that's the Super Album Rundown.
It's the Super Album Rundown.
Which means it's now time
Time.
for the vinyl verdict.
Verdict.
So, with all the artists breaking their voice,
Okay.
who's the next?
Oh, no.
The next artist to severely damage their vocal cords.
Do you posit an answer first? Or shall I?
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
I think it's going to be Alex Jones and his lizard people. Because he's sick of it. You hear him speak. You don't just open pickles like that. It speaks like he's Chewbacca. But he had had a baby with Rush Limbaugh. So he's going to be the one that breaks next. That's my suggestion. And I think that it's the globalists. The globalists. Who do you think is going to break their voice next? He's in so much pain. I did this to him. You all right, bud?
I hate how many times we reference Alex Jones. in this
Oh, I'm sick of him putting
Don't even.
jokes in the podcast that turn our audience away. Your move, Yugi.
Lil Jon.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. I guess
That's why he hasn't sung anything. Just one day he went, oh, God. It's not that easy to bake a cake.
Oh my gosh, that mashup has got to be one of the single funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
What?
It's so funny.
What?
Well, it's such a happy, like, backing track.
You know what? I bet it's going to be somebody who we don't see coming. It's going to be like Ed Sheeran.
It's going to be...
And then it's going to be like a national tragedy. National in America, despite the fact that he's a UK singer.
That was my exact point. Like, you're a globalist. No, the... What if it's like Andrea Bocelli or something like...
Oh, God.
Like, someone in... What if like it's like Andrea Bocelli?
Oh,
because he's secretly in a metalcore band as the lead screamer.
You know who it's gonna be? It's gonna be Dead Mouse.
Dead Mouse.
Dead Mouse.
That's funny because he doesn't sing.
Yeah, that's the point. I was gonna say Daft Punk, but then I decided to go more frequent in Dead Mouse.
Well, also they sometimes use their voice actually.
They do with the severe vocoder effect.
Yep. The severe vocoder effect. La 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 la. I'm a funny guy.
So. As we've discussed, the next person to lose their vocal cords is going to be me because I'm sick of his Alex Jones jokes.
I'm sick of him putting chemicals in the jokes.
Chemicals in the jokes.
I'm the water. Sorry, I won't bid on that anymore.
I swear to God, if I have to Photoshop Alex Jones over your face again, I did that in the last one. I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it again.
Crap.
All right. Regardless. Let's move on
to
our indie plug.
It's the plug that we use for independent artists that are not necessarily local, but in this case, they were.
So, our group today is Redemption Road.
Shout out to Redemption Road.
And if you couldn't figure it out from the title, they're a Christian rock band.
Which is it's kind of I don't know, it seems like it shouldn't be, but it kind of is an interesting and quasi-controversial stance to take, just because when you apply that to the name of your band, you are appealing to a very specific group of people, and then you're kind of cutting out part of your audience. So I can appreciate the risk that a person takes when they take on that kind of title.
Mm-hmm. Basically, I have a blurb from them. They felt that the Christian music scene needed a boost of adrenaline. So they took elements of classic, modern, and southern rock with powerful and meaningful lyrics to bring some rejuvenation.
I really dig them.
To the redemption.
They came on my radar because they started reaching out to our band's management because they're interested in playing a show with us, which would be really cool. So my band, Vox Ad Nil, it's sort of a hard rock metal band. They reached out to us, and I think it'd be an interesting pair if you want to start the jam here.
Absolutely. This is going to be their track, Something Out of Nothing by Redemption Road.
Yeah, this is a really cool track. You can't see it on the waveform, but the very beginning is ultra soft. This sort of a interesting little intro to have stark contrast to the big jump in the right.
And
boom. Now I understand they produced this on their own. When I heard this for the first time, my first note was like, wow, that snare drum sounds like it's in a cave. But I think it's an interesting effect. Who am I to dispute it?
A nice jam. That sounds like it's in a cave, though.
Yeah, just...
So does the vocalist.
Yeah.
I'm very much getting that southern rock.
Dude, the southern rock, it sounds to me like they literally put the band in a church. Like, I'm sure that was in the box, but that might be what they're going for. Kind of has that shine down spin. You know what I'm talking about on the vocals? Yeah, it's really great stuff.
Of course, we will link everything in the description if you want to go check them out. If you want a different taste of Christian rock. Yeah,
check them out. It's good stuff. I mean, and I'm certain that not everything is like Emery is a Christian rock band. You know that? It's the screamo group here. But not everything that they do is, specifically Christian music. Yeah, listen to this. It's a good chorus. I really dig this. This is really cool.
Is it about that time?
Yeah, I guess it's about that time. Alrighty then. Spinning the Dials radio style, we have Matthew Forry. Video today is with Knapp Jr. and his Teenage Suburbia Studios label. You should check them out as well. And
our director, as always.
Miss Katie Puga.
Alright. And until next time, duly noted.
Noted duly.